Good morning. Ira Epstein, and what a crazy day, full of a lot of action today in terms of economic data and market movement. And it is the morning of Thursday, and we're at the 26th of October, 2023, getting on to 8:10 a.m. Central Time. So rather than go into the markets, let's go to the data and come back and see how the markets are responding to it. As I said, massive amount of data. First, right now, if you're, well, at this time, Miss Lagarde is still on TV. I'm recording it, so I'll be able to come back and see everything she says. But the bank left its main financing rate unchanged in just about everything. They think that they're sufficient in terms of restrictive to the economy. I know they did not discuss, I heard that much, cutting rates at any time soon. The question is, do they have to go up with rates again? I'll get to that in my reports later. In the third quarter, advanced GDP up 4.9%. Now, while the market says expected 4.3, no. When I went just before the report came out, I was watching Tom Keene and others on Bloomberg, and they were very much in the 4.9 level. There were outlier numbers of 5.5. So this came in still a very strong number. Now, why? That's what people are going to wonder. But and I'll get to that in a minute with you. You got the chain-weighted price index up 3.5. They expected 2.5. The PCE price index, you know that this is what the Fed watches. It's one of them, up 2.9. And the core PCE, that is a number they watch. Well, that was up 2.4. Second quarter was up 3.7. Is that a good number, bad number? That's what's going to be argued. Advanced personal consumption was up. Think Taylor Swift. I know this sounds crazy. Think all the spending that was going on in the third quarter. How much, if you were going to fly on an airplane anywhere, what was it costing? I booked flights yesterday to go down south for 3 days. That's how I'm going to be gone. The airfare was, from my trip in the summer, 40% less. That's a lot. That's not a few dollars. That's a lot. Same airfare, same destination, everything the same. 40% less. Give you an idea. So a lot of this is inflated for what was going on at that point in time with these markets. Now, we're going to get jobless claims. Had them come out. They were up 10,000 to 210. They were looking for up 9,000, and they did revise up last month by 2. So still a very tight market there. But I'll tell you where, on the edges, the Fed's going to talk. The continuing claims, and I mentioned this to you a couple of times, they are climbing, they pull back, but they don't pull back as low as they were, and they're advancing. This is what the Fed's going to be looking at in a way, and probably something they'll hang their hat on. National Association of Realtors, we're going to get the pending home sales coming out this morning at 9 o'clock. They're expected. These aren't new home where the developer works with the buyer and can do some buy downs of rates and so on. This is different. They're expected to be down 1.5%. We're going to see the energy analysts call for the EIA natural gas. It's expected to be another big build, and the weather is super mild. I mean, I live in Chicago. We're going to be near, 70s and 80s this week? This is not normal, not by a stretch. Are you looking at olive oil prices? Have you seen what they're doing? This is the world showing you what the weather is doing to that. I have a good friend that's one of the biggest in that, and he just told me the olive oil's not out there. And you're seeing price increases 30% in some cases. Be careful with that. Understand what you're dealing with. We get the Kansas City Fed. They'll come out and finish everything at 10 o'clock today. So there's a lot going on. Israel did make an incursion with tanks, with troops into Gaza, pulled back. It's a look-see. The U.S. is still negotiating hostage release through Qatar. The question is, can they get anything done? But that's only going to give so much time. I don't see the siege ending. We will see. If they say they're going to end it, don't believe it, because when it all comes down to the border, they'll release 8 trucks, 10 trucks. They're not releasing caravans, as it should be 100 trucks in. No fuel, that is the problem. So it's an old-fashioned, and I said this, the old days of a siege. You surround your enemy, you starve them out, and you get them into submission that way. That would be the ideal thing, to see Hamas leave. I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. The dollar, fairly stable, only up 8 points, and you're down right now, only 9 now in the euro. This is a big comeback, 38-point comeback, as the markets are looking at everything. This morning when I did my update, I was explaining to clients why not. Did you hear what I just said? Not to buy gold futures. You were better off in GLD. Take a lot of the... I think you want to take a lot of the leverage out of the trade right now. Why? Because it's a stop and go. And you're up at a 200-day average, other key moving averages. You want to be very, very careful here. It's not the place to be looking at it. Look at how you've come back in interest rates with these crazy numbers that you're getting again in the third quarter GDP. This is going to confound traders. They're going to go, what the heck? Why are interest rates falling, not going up when you get those numbers? If you get my full research, I'll be writing about that, as will the Linn Group today. And it's important you get this information because we dive into the numbers, we report what we're seeing, give you ideas where to take the trade with it. And this has been, October has worked out exactly as I predicted. I said it would be one of the most volatile months. In this morning's video, I walk you from October 4th to a 200-point rally to 300-point declines, back and forth in stock indices, proving my point. This is going to end. You're going to get into an area where the markets are going to find their footing. So be ready for it. We will be writing about it through this. How do you get this? It's free to you. We'll give it to you for a few weeks so you get to see what we do, how we do it. We're talking charts. We're talking ideas on option strategies, spread strategies, the futures markets. Yes, we will be talking also, at least I do a lot of that, in what do you do in the ETFs, the individual stocks. Today we're going to get Amazon. You get Meta the other day. You got all these things to digest. Where do you put it? IraEpstein.com. Go to free offers. Move your cursor up here. It'll take you there as well. I'm Ira. I'll catch you at the end of the day. Buckle in. It's going to be a wild trading day. You take care.